degrees. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Birchford in Blackshear by Jessup Premium Stores, located out here on the Waycross Highway. Also brought to you by Republic Services and Murphy Builder Supply, located on Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jessup. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
All right. You doing good this morning?
Ready for the weekend.
Getting ready for the weekend. Got those big baseball games tomorrow at Howard Bo Warren Field. Wayne Countyans can expect to be there at 10:30 for the first pitch, right?
First pitch 10:30 against Jeff Davis.
Okay, and then after that, Jones County. So that's two good quality teams that we start off with for this tournament. Now, we only play two games tomorrow, right?
Two games tomorrow.
Okay.
It's a round-robin event. Jeff Davis and Jones will play after we play Jeff Davis, and then we'll play Jones after that. So, like I said, it's a tentative 5 o'clock time, but it could be earlier, it could be later.
So we play Jeff Davis and then Jones 30 minutes later. No,
we play Jeff Davis.
Right.
After that game, Jeff Davis plays Jones.
And then we play later on.
Then we play Jones after that.
Okay, all right. So a few hours break in there between for the teams there.
Right.
Or for Wayne County.
The tentative time for the Wayne Jones game is 5 o'clock. Could be earlier, could be later.
Yeah, based on how all those games go. Yeah. Well, it's going to be gorgeous weather for it tomorrow, Bob. You're going to be out there with partly sunny skies, around 81 degrees, in the afternoon. And this is perfect golfing weather for you, isn't it? This is the kind of weather you like, right?
Yeah, it's nice golf weather, but I won't be playing golf.
You won't be playing golf?
Calling ball games.
Yeah. Well, you could go out there on Sunday afternoon.
It's Daytona 500.
So you are going to watch the Daytona 500? Is that the one NASCAR race you watch, are you?
That's about it. It's a Super Bowl in NASCAR, so I watched the Super Bowl in NASCAR.
Yeah. And it's going to be on Fox broadcast television, so you can pick it up. No matter you got basic cable or antenna or of course all the cable or dish or direct TV. The Daytona 500 starting will be Sunday, and it's going to be strange. You're not going to have Junior in there this year. I think he said that he's going to be an analyst for NBC when they start picking up the races in a couple of months.
He's going to gig with NBC. That's his new gig.
Okay. Isn't Jeff Gordon with NBC? Or is he with Fox? I can't remember. I can't remember last year if he was with NBC or Fox, but Jeff Gordon is one of them. And so these retired NASCAR drivers getting a job behind the mic and camera. There, Bob?
They know a lot about it.
Yeah. I think Jeff is with NBC, but I'm not positive.
He knows more about racing than Junior and Jeff Gordon. Nobody.
Yeah, Jeff knows a lot. Junior knows a lot, so it's going to be interesting to see how Junior does this year as a commentator, being behind the mic. But it's interesting to hear the drivers' insights to the races, and what they look forward to. And it's good to hear them interviewed by the other announcers there about different situations there on the track.
Chipper's going to be down there. Chipper Jones is honorary captain for the NASCAR event. So
oh, is he? Chipper's going to be there, huh?
Got all kinds of activities for him down there. So
okay.
Not sure if he gets to say gentleman starts your engine or not. I'm not sure who gets to do that, but should be fun. It's fun to watch the Daytona. Like I said, kicks off the season. A lot of people love NASCAR racing, so but they do opposite of most people. They do their Super Bowl at the beginning of the season. That's the end of the season. Because that's the biggest race of the year, Daytona 500.
Isn't that amazing? Starting off with the big race of the year right off the bat, but everybody's looking forward to the new season. You got drivers who got new rides and new young talent coming up, new sponsors. It's just exciting to see the season start, and the Daytona 500. Of course, on Sunday they've had different races this week. I guess they'll have the nationwide race tomorrow, usually on Saturday, and then the race on Sunday. And just looking here and seeing the exact time it does start.
It's at 3:05.
Is it? Yeah.
It's 3 o'clock. I'm sure TV coverage starts before then, but the race is supposed to start around 3 o'clock.
Okay, so mid-afternoon, which is good. Gives people a chance to get home from church and from eating and all that kind of stuff and sit down there and watch a NASCAR race. I don't know if anybody going. You know anybody going?
I do not.
I'm
sure there's people.
I'm sure they are. I just don't know anybody right offhand.
There's a lot of NASCAR enthusiasts in this area, so they cover it religiously. So a lot of them go down to the dual races on Thursday, so make a weekend of it. So
yeah, and yep, Daytona 500 starts right around 3 o'clock. Rascal Flats is going to be the featured entertainment before the race. Rascal Flats, so that'll be really good out there on that big stage out there on the oval there, on the tri-oval there. Rascal Flats, the going to be that big entertainment. Of course, they'll have other entertainment and other things going on, but Rascal Flats will sing a few songs before the race starts. And so Daytona 500 tomorrow on Fox, and their coverage will begin. I don't know what time their coverage will begin, but it'll be on, they'll start on the Racing Network first, and then they'll go over to Fox probably a couple hours before, at least an hour before the race begins. So the 2018 season starting for NASCAR this weekend. And I'd love to go to It's been a while since I've been to a NASCAR race. Quite a while. I'm trying to remember the last time that I've been to one. I think it was Darlington several years ago. I had a chance to go up there. Glenn Corson out there at Corson's Carpet gave me his tickets, and me and a friend went up there and had a good old time. Been a long time since I've been to Darlington. When my dad and I had the radio station up in Aiken, South Carolina, we were provided quite a bit of tickets for the Saturday race and the Sunday race for the two races. There used to be two races there each year, and had a chance to go to Darlington practically every year that I was up there. But it's been that when I went to Darlington a few years ago. It was the first time I'd been there. When was the last time you went to a race, Bob?
July 4th, years ago.
Years ago?
I've only been to one. So July 4th, race down in Daytona.
Yeah. When I lived up in Aiken, South Carolina, there was a group of us that went around to a lot of different tracks, Had fun.
You can see the fireworks show, though.
Oh, you didn't? Why?
I told you that story. I had to watch it from the parking lot.
Now, you probably told the story, but, I can't remember everything, Bob. I have a hard time remembering anything, so.
A friend I went with, Gordon, got wiped out at the end, so he was upset, so we had to leave.
Oh, that's right. So you had to go out.
The lady kept telling me I need to stay for the fireworks, so I said, we're not staying for the fireworks. She said, you can watch the fireworks from the parking lot, so.
No, you can. You can watch it from out there and get a head start out of the parking lot before everybody gets out there and beat the traffic, Bob.
It was a fun day. I had a good time.
Yeah.
I just didn't know much about NASCAR.
Yeah. It's like, a lot of folks don't know much about a particular sport, and when they go to it, they really enjoy it. I got spoiled there for a few years when I had a motorhome. Me and a bunch of friends would go down to the 400 race in July. I never went to the 500. Well, it's been eons since I've been to 500, but for several years there, we went to the 400 race in July, and would take the motorhome to the infield and park, and we ran into other folks from Wayne County there. But the infield is a whole different community than it is up there in the stands. And it's fun in there because you're not stuck in one seat. You can walk around. You can go inside and out your camper. You can get on top of your camper. You can walk around to the different corners and see, if you want to see turn 2 for a while, or turn 3, or turn 4, or wherever you want to go, you can walk around and have a good time.
We drove down early. I said we were looking for tickets because we didn't have tickets. We just wanted to go. So I was dressed in my Steeler outfit. I had my jersey on, my hat. So
yeah, just Steeler stuff on, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know. I'm not a NASCAR fan, so some guy tapped me on the shoulder and says, "Hey, buddy, is this your first NASCAR experience?" I said, "Yeah, how'd you know?" He said, "Your outfit kind of gave it away." He said, "You looking for tickets?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You're in good luck. I got tickets." So we were able to get the tickets early. But then we got the tickets, like I said, had tickets at 10 o'clock in the morning. The race wasn't until 7 o'clock that night, so we had to just kill time.
Kill time? Well, NASCAR
is easy to do. A lot of events, a lot of stuff going on. They had an outdoor concert. They had went to a motel and watched the Boston Red Sox New York Yankees baseball game that day. So we killed time, had a good time.
Well, NASCAR is one of those places, one of the sporting events you go to where the higher you get, the more expensive the ticket. Like football and baseball and stuff like that, you want to be right down there on the ground action. But NASCAR, you want to get up high so you can see most of the track.
And I told that story too. Like I said, we're in there, about 2 hours before race time, just milling around, watching everything. This guy's got a little jiffy bag with numbers in it, asked me if I liked the gamble. I said, "Yeah, I like the gamble." He said, "Well, for $10, you get to pick 2 numbers, and whoever race car driver wins the whole pot." So I picked 2 numbers. I got Denny Hamlin and some other guy. So I'm sitting there watching it, and they're going so fast you can't even tell the numbers. So
No,
they got a thing in the middle where they had the numbers posted.
Up there, yeah.
Well, for the first hour and a half, I never saw my two race. I mean, they weren't even on the screen. So then about 2.5 hours into the race, they pop up and they're running 1 and 2.
Bob's getting all excited there.
Getting excited, so I tapped that guy with the GP. I said, "Hey man, how much is in that pot?" Oh, there's about $350 in that pot. So I'm getting real excited about NASCAR. So all of a sudden, I see this big puff of smoke on the back turn, and some big guy taps me on the shoulder. Said, "Hey buddy, what were your 2 numbers?" And I told him. He said, "They just crashed in the back wall."
Both of them out at the same time.
So I wasn't
ribbing up, and
so I was just out of luck, typical no luck. So anyway. So I'm sitting there, and this lady's sitting there telling me that, part of the ticket is the great fireworks show. You got to stay for the fireworks show.
Oh, yeah, the fireworks show is good.
I said, okay, great. So I said, it gets towards the end of the race, and they got a wreck, so they got to restart. So they got 3 laps to go. But on the restart, Gordon gets hit in the back, and he is flying into infield, so he's out. So my friend, who's a big Gordon fan, was very upset, said, "It's time to go." I said, "What about the fireworks?" He said, "Watch on the parking lot." We're gone right here. I said, okay.
Okay.
Well, it was a fun NASCAR experience. I enjoyed it.
Had a good time. That's great.
Time.
Yeah. And then the NASCAR is, down Daytona this weekend, but then they move right across state line. It'll be up in Atlanta this coming weekend.
It's amazing. It's just amazing how fast those cars go.
Yeah, you don't really see the speed on television. They try to show it, with the cameras on the side, and you see them flying by. But when they're showing it, usually it doesn't look like they're going that fast. But they are. You go down to a track, those boys are boogieing.
We had great seats. We're like the start-finish line, maybe 15 rows up, and I mean, if you got a hat on, when they come flying by, your hat goes flying off, dust comes flying. I mean, it's just amazing how fast those cars go. It was a good experience. I enjoyed it. I said it's kind of like a hockey game. It's more fun to be there than it is to watch it on TV.
Right. It's a lot more fun to be there. And if there's, you're in the front seats down there like you were in the top 20, 25, 30 rows there, you're going to go home dirt. Okay, because those cars come flying by and all that dirt and dust comes flying up through the air when they're coming by almost 200 miles an hour.
It's amazing. Every driver's got their big old 18-wheeler with all their merchandise and all that. We killed a lot of time there. We're looking at all the merchandise there. Yeah. So
I understand now they just have one big merchandise thing instead of all the different individual ones. I think that's the way it is now.
But NASCAR, what I found out is NASCAR fans are passionate.
They are passionate. They have a favorite driver or two.
They're decked out from head to toe with their driver. So
yeah. And you got folks who like different golfers, but they're not like passionate per se. I mean, they don't usually walk around with Roy McIlroy stuff all over them, but not like NASCAR. You go in there and you can tell the different fans and the way they're dressed and who they're cheering for and all that.
But apparently I wasn't dressed appropriately with my Stewart. They were making fun of me like I was at the wrong place.
Yeah. It's not football season there, Bob.
Unfortunately, the guy was from Pennsylvania and had the tickets. So
well, that's good about it when you wear something like that. A lot of times when I'm out of town, casually, like Jekyll, St. Simon's, Walking River Street in Savannah, I try to wear something with Wayne County on it. Jessup, Wayne County, because it's amazing that you run into the number of people who either they're from Wayne County or they know somebody from Wayne County, and you can strike up conversations that way. And as I mentioned, the Daytona 500 this weekend, and then they'll just load up trucks, not go too far, and come into Atlanta. That race there will be on Sunday, September 25th. 2 o'clock will be start time at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And the sponsor on that is Folds of Honor Quick Trip. Is the name of the race. Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500 coming up in Atlanta. On February 25th, the following Sunday week. And that's one of the, a lot of folks don't realize, but Atlanta is one of the fastest tracks out there. And it's a great place to watch a race, really a good place. If you get a chance to go up to Hampton, which is good about the Atlanta track, it's way south of Atlanta. You don't even have to get into Atlanta. And it's good to watch it there. And then once they get through with that one, they'll head out to Las Vegas on March 4th, and so they'll be out there in west, and then they'll come back east. Looking forward to the 2018 NASCAR season. Well, beginning next week, Bob, we're tied back in with Wild Adventures. It's been a while since we've given away Wild Adventure tickets. And next week we're going to have a call-in from Wild Adventures to talk about their 2018 season, all the different people coming in, like Alabama and Jeff Foxworth. They're going to talk about the 2018 season, the new stuff. They got new stuff there in the water park area. And so they're going to call in. I gave them different times. I really was hoping they'd call in during the Butch and Bob Show, but I had to give them different times. And so the folks from Wild Adventures are going to call in next week at 8:35, and I'll have a chance to talk with the marketing person there, and we'll be live on the air talking about the 2018 season and what's going to be coming up. And we're going to be giving away tickets, Wild Adventure tickets all season long, and talking about the different things that are going on. So tune in next Monday morning, not Monday. I said Monday, it's not Monday, it's Thursday. Next Thursday morning at 8:35, and hear from the marketing people there at Wild Adventures about they're all excited about the 2018 season. All kinds of new stuff going on there.
It's a nice park.
Yep, nice park, not that far away. And you'll be able to tune in all season long to win tickets to Wild Adventures right here from WYFO 105.5 FM. And, of course, they've got their VIP tickets, which are, if you go several times, it's it's more than pays for itself. If you get them they get the VIP tickets and they go in and out as much as they want all season long. We'll talk about that. And there's all kinds of new stuff. Yeah. I'm not going to mention it because I will let them do it next Thursday, 8:35, talking to the folks from Wild Adventures, and we'll give away some tickets. And we'll do that all season long. Looking forward to it. It's good to be tied back in with Wild Adventures. And it's good to see, those new folks bought it several years ago from the two guys that started it many moons ago. And they've made a lot of improvements. New rides, new events.
They've had a lot of rides since they first started.
Yeah.
It's a nice park.
And roller coasters, still are the number one attraction at theme parks like that. And Six Flags. I haven't been to I haven't been to Six Flags since I moved back to Georgia in '92. I just hadn't had a chance to go. But have you been to Six Flags? I mean, usually you take kids to stuff like that,
Yeah, I think a couple of years ago I went to some. I like Six Flags.
Yeah, been a long time since I've been to Six Flags. But next Thursday morning, tune in. We'll start giving away those tickets to Wild Adventures for this 2018 season. All right, have you gotten any more information? I know that you had mentioned that we're going to have Herschel Hires, the county commission chairman, and Ed Jeffers, the executive, whatever his official title, executive director of the county. They're coming in next week, or when?
Superintendent's coming in next week.
Superintendent Jay Branson's coming in next week.
Ed said he's coming when he can make it, so hopefully we'll get him in.
Okay. We are going to have Commissioner Ralph Hickox on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show on Monday morning. There's a couple of reasons why he wants to come in. One is to officially announce that he's running for re-election. And two, to answer any questions that you want to ask him about the county. So Commissioner Ralph Hickox will be in on Monday on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. So tune in for that. So, Bob, get your questions ready, okay?
Be ready.
You'll be ready, huh? Yeah, of course, we know Ralph. He's not gonna. You're not gonna. He's not gonna. He tells it like it is. He doesn't try to, politicize anything or sugarcoat anything. He'll tell you just like it is. Let's see here. Someone said at the infield of the 500, the infield of the 500 is like a big family barbecue. It's true. It's true. It's like a big family barbecue. And any update on the county taxes, you can always text us with questions and comments during the Butch and Bob Show, or basically any other time on our regular business line at 912-427-3711. Our main line is text enabled, 912-427-3711, and the text will pop up here on our screen. Any update on the county tax situation?
I talked to several people yesterday. For a lot of people that don't want to throw people under the bus, there's a lot of people throwing people under the bus.
Are people pointing fingers, Bob?
Yeah. The problem is no one will do it on the record, so it's been a very frustrating day yesterday. So hopefully, like I said, we'll get the superintendent in here next week, county administrator next week, but we'll talk to them. And the question is, why did this just come to light 4 years down the pipe? So there's a lot of finger pointing. Like I said, the county administrator and the chairman are saying there's a lot of miscommunication, a lot of uncooperation or whatever they want to say. But it's just nobody wants to point the finger at. Well, I take it back. There's a lot of pointing the finger, a lot of throwing people under the bus, but nobody will go on the record. So it is what it is, as they say. So it's a frustrating story as far as trying to get to the bottom of it. Nobody wants to state who's responsible. So, somebody's responsible. They knew the settlement took place back in 2012. They knew this was coming. So how it only came to light recently is the big mystery, and nobody wants to seem to state why that took place and talk to both sides of the hallway. And like I said, it's just nobody wants to state on the record what actually took place.
Okay.
So we're with statements like it is what it is, and
it is what it is.
It's unacceptable, it'll be fixed, and steps are taking place to fix it, and the communication's going to get better, and blah blah blah. But it doesn't help a news reporter. So.
Well, we'll have Commissioner Ralph Hickok in on Monday. We'll have Jay Brinson, Dr. Jay Brinson, superintendent of the schools. He'll be in, and then hopefully soon Ed Jeffers will come in, the county administrator.
The sad thing is there's supposedly another payment going to be forthcoming on a property called Altamont Bluff. And apparently they're working down in Brunswick and Wayne, and there's a lot of land involved there, but there's going to be another payment come due by the county and the school system as well.
So we're receiving money?
No, we're having to pay
out money because of
another settlement.
A lot of folks don't realize that at one time the timber land in Wayne County was valued, and the timber company said, well, that's way too much, and took it to court. The judge decided in favor of the timber company, saying, yes, that was overvalued, and so that money's having to be returned back to the timber companies.
Right, and once Rainier won their suit, then Plum Creek followed suit and said, well, if they overassessed Rainier's timber, they overassessed our timber, which the courts agreed as well, so that's why all these payments are being paid back. But there's another in the process, and that's going to...
There's another one, too?
Right, called Altamont Bluff is what I've been told. So.
Okay, so it'll be interesting what happens with that.
That's going to be...
The county really doesn't have to... The county, as you mentioned in the newscast, is not paying it back. They're just reducing the taxes for a few years to make it up. That's where the school board has to actually pay it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, somebody said, what happened with the misappropriation of funds? What happened to the misappropriation of funds? I don't know which particular event they're talking about, whether it's the county or Scriven or whatever. The Scriven thing's just still an investigation, right?
Scriven thing's being investigated by the GBI. Has been there just about every day. So that investigation's ongoing. Where it goes, we just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the GBI to give the report. Nothing else we can do.
They're not there for their health. As I tell people all the time, there wasn't anything going on. They'd be packed up and gone, but their presence remains.
Or they're doing their due diligence. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Don't want to blame anything or say anything wrong until the report comes in, because you don't know.
I'm just stating a fact. If there wasn't anything there, they would have packed up and left already.
Yeah, a lot to investigate, I guess, huh, Bob? It'll be interesting to see, what happens with all that, and with the GBI report, and see what they say.
Wait on them to conclude their investigation, which could take a while. Yeah, you're talking 4 years without an audit. There's a lot to go through.
Oh yeah, lot to go through there, and I'm sure they got the number crunchers in there crunching them numbers. That's something I could never do. I couldn't be an accountant type person. Neither could you, Bob. I know that's the reason why we're sitting behind mics at a radio station.
That's what I'm saying. I avoided math altogether.
Yeah, I think both of us took one math class at the University of Georgia, right? Took some mandatory math class during freshman year, and that was it.
That's it.
Have you been to the Henry Grady School of Journalism and Mass Communications anytime recently?
I tried to get back for the alumni event. Yeah, I didn't make it last year, but the year before I made it back. So.
It is so different inside there now than it was. And of course, things are a lot different now than they were in the 70s. You got all that digital internet, all this kind of stuff that's in there.
Made lifelong friends at WUOG when I was there. I said Hondo Williamson on the Georgia broadcast. I said, still keep in touch with Freddie Goodman and Heritage Fine and those guys.
They still there?
We're just, no, they're all.
I didn't think so. That's a long time ago, Bob.
They're all in different areas of businesses, but the friendships made at that station just are still to this day just good friends. So
did you get paid to work there?
No.
Well, I didn't know. There's student jobs on campus that actually get paid minimum wage. I didn't know.
There was the experience is what you got.
The experience. Well, I work for WJSR up there, which is a commercial station. That frequency now has been moved many years ago to Atlanta. You know, they can see they can move it to Atlanta. And of course, with that, you can be able to sell it for a lot more money. But I did board shifts right above the Georgia Theater, which, of course, is right downtown, and they still have concerts and stuff in. But the radio station studios were upstairs. So I'd get there early in the morning, park, do my board shift, and then walk across the street and go to campus. And then they built a facility out east of town a little ways, a building out there, and broadcast from there for a while.
That was just an invaluable experience. They got up there, like I said, got to broadcast the varsity girls basketball games, the varsity baseball games. So just travel to the football games. Just, it was a great experience.
And that was good for you because you're being a big sports fan like that and working for the campus radio station. You were able to go to all the sporting events, and I'm sure you were in hog heaven.
I was in hog. I told them I thought I was going to go in the newspaper to try to get the red and black to call back. So a friend of mine said, you need to go to the radio station. I just went to the radio station the first day up there. He said, what do you want to do? What do you like? I said, I like sports. So he says, well, good. We need somebody to fly to Alabama and cover the Alabama-Georgia game. Want to go? I said, sign me up.
Give me the plane ticket. I'm ready to go.
And I was from that point forward.
Yeah.
So
I wish I'd have kept all those red and blacks from back then, you know? You don't think about the fact that, 20, 30, 40 years down the road, that there would be a great memory type maker and take a look back on stuff. But they were some classic red and blacks out back in the 70s.
We used to call it the rude and bleak.
The rude and bleak. Now, why did y'all call it the rude and bleak, the red and black newspaper up there?
We're radio. They were
your radio.
Yes, that's what we call it.
And there's a lot of students working in the newspaper, and just like you at the radio station there. And I enjoyed reading it. It kept you up on stuff and had some good editorials and comments inside of it, and cartoons, but mainly the articles, news articles, kept you up to date on stuff, Bob. But I just wish you think about things. Man, I wish I'd have kept them red and blacks. It'd be nice to look back and see what was going on campus back in the 70s. But I didn't. Just throw them away like anything else. Well, Bob, any other thing that you want to talk about this morning? We got about 30 more seconds.
I just want to encourage everybody to come on out and support girls basketball day. First round state event today, taking on Warner Robins again, 5:30 start time. So come on out and support the girls in this first round of state playoffs. Again, Kayla does a great job there. Those girls and made a deep run a couple of years ago, so hopefully they can make a run this year. So, and also come on out and support the baseball teams tomorrow. Again, the first game 10:30 against Jeff Davis, and then the Jones County game 10 to Lisa for 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So can't make it there. We'll have them for you right here on Big Dog Country FM 105.5.
All right. Have a great weekend and good broadcast of the games. WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply, Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jessup, just down from the Big Red Caboose there at the railroad tracks, and by Republic Services, by Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway, and Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear.